Right. So, um, for the new people, if you do not agree to be recorded, I started recording already, sorry, but I can always take it out. If you do not agree to be recorded based on the Poppy Act, then you will need to unfortunately leave the class and we won't be able to teach you. You won't be able to learn through us because part of the principles of what we do is that we record our classes and learners get to watch it and revise closer to the when you write exams and everything. Okay, so for the brand new learners or people who don't know how it all works, we have this is a live class that we're just doing now, and this happens every night. And then this is a classroom that you can access at any time. It's religion studies. Here's all the other subjects on the side here. You won't get access to all the, you will only get access to your subjects that you are studying, okay? But this is mine because this is just all the subjects, okay? Now, here, the very first video in every subject is an introduction to the subject, how you answer questions in the exam paper, and things like that. Then you have in every subject, you also have your resources, which is your textbooks. We, the tutors, we guide you what to do. Do not print textbooks unless we tell you to. These are what we work through mainly. It's study guides. Okay, here's a couple of study guides. And this is all the textbooks that you need to have. Don't print the other textbooks. And then here is past papers where you can get past papers, which I'm actually going to download now. If I click on here, it brings up all our past papers. So this is the most recent, October, November 2023. And you go down the page and you can download this to print if you want to. Well, we suggest you do. Here's religion studies. I'm not going to open it up yet because I know what I want to show you. Okay, so that's the question papers. And then here's some support material. For the sake of all our learners, I also just want to go through this again. I'm not sure if we have religion studies on here. So these are like the self study guides, the Mind the Gap. But then you also get video lessons, grade 12 video lessons. There isn't religion studies. I thought there wouldn't be. Not many people does religion studies as a subject. I'm not talking about our school, but in the normal high school, that's why they don't have it here. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Let's see, that's grade 10, grade 11. No, they don't do religion studies. Okay. So don't worry about that. What you could also do, YouTube has a world of information. So if you just go to YouTube, my keyboard is giving problems. So you go to YouTube and then you type in, I go to videos, and then you type in religion studies grade 12. Or if you don't find, yeah. So here's somebody who's doing, let's look at this one. Let's just see. Okay, you can't
Ouch!
hear.
It's a cavity.
I know you
Oral-B
can't
Electric
hear.
surround head cups each tooth to remove up to 100% more plug. Unlike a manual brush that can leave up to half the plug behind, switch to Oral-B Electric with Oral-B paste.
They are religious identity different.
Teaching as you go. But you won't get much in the religion studies because, as I said, people don't use it much, right? Now, what we are doing, the last video. So, here is the study guide that we are using, all in one section. 2 weeks ago, we were doing interreligious relationships. This is the study guide. Here's textbook notes on it. Here's a live class from 2022. Now, normally when this is like this, it's because I couldn't do a class that night, so I uploaded from 2 years ago when we were, because we've been running the school for 3 years, and so from this was a video from 2022 when I taught on the 11th of January 2022. This one is from 2023, so it's the same stuff, but this was 2022 video that I taught. This was a 2023 video that I taught on the same topic. So I know what happened here. I couldn't teach a class that night, and so I decided I'm going to upload from past years' work. And then this was 2 weeks ago, the 15th of the 10th. Now we were covering this interreligious relationship, so let's just open up this book. And basically, what we are looking at in the religion studies, in this particular one, interreligious relationships, we are looking at how different religions come together in times of crisis. So, like how how religions cooperate in South Africa before 1994, how they cooperated after 1994. That was obviously when South Africa became a democracy, when the ANC took over. And then here's all the different organizations that were formed to bring religions together: the World Parliament of Religion, World Council of Churches. So we finished this 2 weeks ago. Okay, so tonight, oh, and then also in the video, I'll just quickly show you. You're not going to hear sound for now. Or let me just quickly play with sound. Okay, so just give me a second. So tonight we are going to continue or end of inter-religious relationships. I'm just going to show you that so you can see it means with sound. Among different religions. So between Christianity and Islam and Buddhism, okay, all of them coming together the one to kind of sort out some stuff in the even world, as in times of crisis, okay? And then the subtitles. And what we did was, I'm just going to go all the way here. Oh, peaceful. They want to promote the peaceful coexistence. We were working with among Christians so and Muslims. Taught all of this. They also promote the end. What was the purpose? I went to the WCRP. To stop religious conflicts and wars, to end. And then that was the question. Explain, paper. And it was 12 so marks, so they want this and you catch things. Explain how the World Parliament of Religion succeeded in promoting interreligious dialogue, not paper to fight, okay, global and that's social how they challenges. For example, they collected 8,000 signatures, different right. So I'm going to stop of a declaration entitled towards global because that's not the purpose of tonight. What we need to do is we're going to start with a new one. Right, so I'm going to go back to the classroom. Now, those of you who are new, the classroom is, let me close this here. The classroom is where you're going to find all your notes, okay? So we open up a Google screen. And then you go into these 9 dots here. And, okay, I first need to choose an account. Let me do this. I'm going to open up as a stranger so that you can see what you do when you come in. You open up a Chrome tab. I'm just using an unknown person. But I think this person is already. Then you look for Google Classroom here. Let's see if he's in religion studies already. But anyway, we send you a video on how to get in here. Okay, he's not in religion studies. So I'm going to click on the plus sign, join class. And then when you finally joined us and you've made payment and all that, we give you a code. Ah, come on. We give you a code. Um, where is it now? Where is the? Oh, it's down the bottom. Yeah, we give you a code. You type it in there and you click join. Okay. So when you click on classwork, by the way, these things shows you all the work we did, the classes we had, anything I uploaded, and that kind of thing, right? Then you go to classwork and you find everything. So now for tonight, we are going to go to a new topic. So we've covered, I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to go to, no, I can't. Oh, view material. Okay. So here's a whole lot of them. We did so far uh, internal differences amongst religions, and we did interreligious relationships. Tonight, I want to start with central teachings across the religions. Okay? What do they teach across every religion? So let's go here. I'm actually going to download this book for my own use. Okay. This is central teachings across religions. So religious studies for the new learners is not biblical studies like they used to do. It is comparing 6 or 7 different religions. Okay, I missed a T there. Right. So here we go. This is now central teachings across. So what do we learn across all the religions? Right. Now we are going to find nature of divinity, nature of the world, nature of humanity, place and responsibility of humanity in the world, origin and role of evil, and how to overcome it, life after death. Now, over the years, it's going to be those things that you must know, okay? Over the years, we have developed of teaching the subject. Let me just go here, all subjects. I created, actually, myself and a student, he was the only one in class 2 years ago, 2022, and the two of us sat and we did this together. Um, and he's a successful student today. So he helped me put this together. So what we did was we summarized the entire textbook. So this is what, I mean, the study guide, we summarized. So if you look on the left hand side here, you'll see nature of divinity, teachings, nature of the world, humanity in the world, the origin of evil and how to overcome it, and then life after death. Then we compare what does Christianity, Islam, African traditional religion, and Taoism, what do they believe about? Now there should be lines here. So I'm sorry there's no lines. I don't know how the lines disappeared. But if you print it out, you can actually draw the lines yourself. Okay? I can't draw a nice straight line here. But it should be something like that there. For example, so when you print it, and that goes down the page like that. Okay, I think you get the idea. The lines disappeared. when I was saving it, and now it's difficult to get it back. Okay, so we're now going to look at what does all these religions say about the nature of divinity. I'd like to ask you guys, does anyone know what the word divine means? Does anyone know what the word divine means? When people say, oh, this food is divine, then I'm like, no, 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 no. Food can't be divine. Only God is divine. Okay. I was taught that as a young girl, and I've never forgotten it. Right. So I'm going to show you now. This study guides has definitions at the beginning of every one. Right. So let's go. We're going to look at things like beliefs, myths, doctrines, dogma, ideologies, parables. You must know the meaning of that. What is a belief? What is a myth? And can I show you where you're going to, why you need to know it? Because where will you need to know it? Okay? I'm going to open up the classroom again. No, I think I still have it open here. Yeah. Where do you need, how wide, where do you need it? If you go into a textbook, for instance, no, I mean past paper, your section 1, yeah, we're going to open up a past paper, religion studies. Where is it now? It's in alphabetical order. There. Paper 1 has a section A that is compulsory. Yeah. So here section A is compulsory. Section B, you must answer 2 questions. They give you 3 or 4. You must choose 2. And that's it. You must just answer three questions. So it's section A and 2 in section B. Okay. Now here, this is, and I'll look for one. Let's see. Yeah, not karma. Yeah. What is here? They give you these words, right? So now in the textbook, I've just shown you. Oh, I've got too many things open. Check here. There's all these words: belief, myths, doctrines, dogma, ideologies, parables. So this is how you get questioned. We say a belief that people are expected to accept without any doubts. A belief that people are expected to accept without any doubts. So you need to know what that is. Multiple choice. And let's see. So a belief refers to what followers claim or feel it is true. The belief binds a religious community together. A myth is seen as a sacred story that explains the world as it is. Doctrines refer to the set of principles and values that are accepted by followers. They are not fixed, but they are adapted over time to suit the needs of the followers. Dogma refers to those principles and values of a religion that cannot be changed. It is the claim of absolute authority of certain things. They are binding on the followers who want to claim membership of a religion. An ideology refers to the set of ideals and principles that explain how society or culture should be ordered. Parables refer to simple stories that is used to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson. Right, now I'm going to ask you again. Let's test your knowledge. Where is this now? Sorry guys, let me just close some of these windows. It's irritating me. Don't save. Yeah, I can close this also. Close that. Okay, so here it is. What do you think is the answer now that I read it to you? A belief that people are expected to accept without any doubts. What is it? A, B, C, or D? I'm going to open the memo also while you guys think it through. Did you listen to what I was reading? It is dogma. It cannot be changed. They are they must accept it without any doubts. Cannot be changed. Okay? So you would then write 1.1.6D. Let's see if it is the case. 1.1. I mean A. Why did I say D? Yes, it's A. I said D for dogma. It is A. It can't be changed. So, this is what I was trying to show you. You need to know these words, so you must study these words because you will be tested in section A on it. Okay? Section A covers the entire syllabus. So the more you practice section A on your own, we don't do section A here. We do some of it in the class as we go along, but we don't focus on it too much. Okay? I'm just going to open the question papers again, and I want to show you that. What did I want to show you? I can't remember. Okay, so we, from time to time, we come here and we check, but you need to know section A is multiple choice. It's short, missing answers, missing words. And you must fill in something like, let's see if there's, okay. And then there's match the columns. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. This is also, this is like an order. So they say, for example, red, yellow, circle, blue. What is the odd one out? It's circle. And why? Because these are all colors and circle is a shape, right? So now they give you 3 words. I'm going to take the one that I think is the easiest. No, I don't even know myself. Maybe this one. In the No, this one is easier for me. So this is African traditional religion. Modimo is God. Ubuntu is um, the family and the neighborhood and the community works together and respect each other. I am because you are, that's Ubuntu. And then ancestors comes from African traditional. So the odd one out here is Hajj, because Hajj is a pilgrim to Mecca that the Muslims undertake. So the 3, Modimo, Ubuntu, ancestors, all come from African traditional religion, whereas Hajj is from Islam. And so that's the type of questions you're going to get. Then you get true or false. When it's true, wonderful, you get 2 marks. When it's false, you must give the reason why it's false. You can't just say false, okay? But you can just say true. And then here they ask for definitions, right? 2 facts about Ubuntu, Ramakrishna, and monotheistic. Okay, so the more you practice, this is what I wanted to show you. In the classroom, we have this. Where's the classroom? Yeah. We have this book in our study guides. It's a little bit outdated. I must update it. But the department hasn't updated. I must look for a newer version. This one that says revision package. If you open this is just section A's from maybe 7 papers or something. So here, for example, Let's just check. I'm gonna come back to this just now. Just remind me to come back to that, okay? Um, yeah. So this one was from November 2019. So, and this is the most recent. So I can still do 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. There's 5 papers since this. But practice this because you have the memo also. And this is just question one. There's question one. And then the memo would give you the answers, right? Then here is oh, they do question two also. Here's the marking guideline. Here's the memo for all that. Oh, it was just because question two was on the bottom of that page. It wasn't meant to be question two. It's only question ones. Then here's one from May, June 2019. So they go back in time. So there again, words that you're going to need to know. Okay. Um, and it goes on and then it gives you the memos. So if you are able to go through this, then practicing, I mean, then it makes question one, section A, so much easier. Let's look at 1.2.6, seeing that we now know what dogma is. What was the question? 1.2.6. There isn't even a 1.2.6. Why? A set of religions accepted without questioning is known as dogma. Okay, so there I showed you why it is important for you to do section A. But we were doing central teachings across the religion. So please, when they give you words like this, please study it. That was what I was trying to get to. Make sure you know definitions, okay? And section A will help you in any paper. Now we're going to look at these things, okay? And I showed it to you summarized. Here's the key concepts. What is divinity? The state or quality of being divine. Divine meaning God. He is the supreme being. He is over everything and yeah, ahead of everything. Um, yeah, supreme being, the perfect and all powerful spirit or being that is worshipped. So you must know these words also. Okay, we're going to carry on. Now we're going to look at the nature of divinity. Divinity refers to a state of being divine, like a god or an angel. It means holy or sacred. Anything very holy is full of divinity. The core teaching of the nature of divinity will be discussed under those religions that acknowledge the existence of the divine being and teach the followers about who the divine being is. Now, let's go back here. Why is Buddhism not here? Because Buddhism doesn't believe in one divine being ahead of everyone. They believe that if you live a superior good life, you can become a Buddhist or you can become Buddha, for example. Whereas these religions in this believes in a supreme being, whether it is God, whether it's Modimo, whether it's whatever, but there is a supreme being. Okay. Then, so African traditional religion. Now, all of this, not all, but most of it, here's African traditional, is written here. There's a supreme being. Ancestors are intermediaries. Let me make this bigger. The ancestors are intermediaries known as Modimo. The supreme being is known as Modimo or Unkulunkulu, or unseen and unknowable. Okay. By the way, the next line, the oral tradition, is their teaching. So there should be another line here. How are their teachings spread across the religions? I must really draw in the lines and put it back up onto. Right. So we just stop there. I'm showing you how the textbook or the study guide ties up with our summarized version. Now, Islam. The Muslim believes blah blah blah. We look here and we go to Islam. Universal God known as Allah, beyond physical description. You can't describe Allah as the Christians put Jesus with the white face and the curly brown hair. Okay, one God who has no son. That is what Islam believes. Christianity believes there is a supreme divine being known as God. Belief in the Trinity, which is God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. So now you'll get more in the textbook than that summary. But I'm going to show you later what you really need for answering the questions and how much you need to know. Okay, so this is what the Jews believe. Oh, I heard something so beautiful on Sunday. This word, now we know it as, well, if you want to pronounce it, you know it as Yahweh or Yahweh. And someone on TikTok described it as the correct spelling of this word should be YHWH. That's it. Now, how can you have a word without vowels? So humans put in a vowel. But what he was saying is this YH is so when you inhale, you're breathing in God, and when you exhale, you are breathing out. And he said it so beautifully. He says, when you come onto this earth, you are born, and as a baby, your very first sound you make is and then you start crying. And he says, when you die, the very last breath you give is and you are declaring, calling on the name of God, the supreme being, whether it is Allah, God, the Christian God, the Jews' God. It is all this. I heard it, so it was just so beautiful, profound to me. Anyway, so that's what the Jews believe, and it's also Judaism. I don't think we've got Judaism in this. No, we don't. Okay. And then Buddhism and Hinduism, Christianity, Baha'i faith, Taoism. So we've looked at the nature, or we didn't go through everything, but remember, I'm showing you how the stuff was summarized for your purpose and for your study. So now let me show you again the question paper, or a question paper. Wait, let me just think now. Did we actually download it? Yes, I did. No. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to question. It's also still paper 1. And we're going to question 2. Now, question 2 also has these. Question 2 is a little bit of everything. Okay? A little bit of all the religions. So if you're going to answer, remember you must answer any 2. Now, in this paper, you are given question 2, 3, 4, and question 5. You're given 4 questions. You only have to answer 2, which is nice. Okay? You're going to see as we go along. That's one thing I must still do. I must make a list of question papers. There are certain topics in religion studies. And I'm talking about question 2. In all the papers is always a little bit about everything. Every religion. but it's just a little bit surface. So, question two is a good question to answer, in my opinion. Then you get different questions. Now, it's not always the case that always question three is the same topic and always question four. But here's the topics. You get Christianity and the media. What does the media say about Christianity, and how does it show out um, stuff in religions? How does it causes clashes in religions? Or how, like, I'll give you an example now of the Palestine debacle, and I don't entertain debate on this, but I teach using the example because it's currently happening. So if you compare, in my mind, if I compare the Christians and the Muslims, or ATR, the African traditional religion, and the Muslims are out almost every weekend. It's on their statuses on WhatsApp. It's everywhere. They are, so the media shows that they supporting Palestine all the time. You won't see it in a Christianity kind of faith. You won't see it in African traditional. You won't see it in the Judaism religion. But you will definitely see Palestine in the media. Okay. So now, is the media making the situation worse, or is the media helping by promoting whatever is happening in Palestine? I'm giving you an example. So this is one type of question, right? Another type of, that's a topic. Another topic in a question is conflict. Now, conflict would also be a Palestinian one, but there was fights in Darfur with the Sudanese, South Sudan, all of that. There was fights in, like, conflict, for instance, was this ISIS in Nigeria, and how there was the all that debacle. So conflict is another topic, which could be another question. Another topic is this inter-religious relationships, the one we just did 2 weeks ago, and how the faiths come together to deal with a humanitarian crisis. For example, when HIV and AIDS was rife everywhere, how did the churches and the religions and all of them come together to solve the HIV crisis? When COVID hit, how did people, well, they couldn't come together because of lockdown, but afterwards, how did they come together to meet the needs of the nurses and the doctors and the right? So how does religions come together to help? Another topic is um, internal differences. Internal differences among religions, right? That's another topic that could come in a question paper. Another one, this is all paper one still. Another one is, now I think that's all in paper one. Paper two has a different slant, right? So this could sometimes be a question three, but then that could also possibly be a question three in a different paper. So that's why I don't like to add numbers, because you never know. But you need to know what topics are you going to answer. So if you remember, you must answer 2 questions. So if you teach yourself to know a little bit about everything and practice question 2, then this would be a good question to go into and do in every paper. Practice it, learn it. Just keep doing past papers. So do section A, do question 2, my suggestion. Then all you need to do is just choose one of these others. Now, this one, they do beliefs, practices, beliefs or teachings, and how are they governed. Right? So, under internal differences, they look at what do each of them believe, or what are they taught, what do they practice. So, like for example, the 5 pillars of Islam, baptism and what's that other one? Confirmation in the Catholic Church. You know, those kinds of things. This one is like the Proc all those interfaith, the how they come together, um, the World Council of Churches, all those uh, th- things, right? Now, if you like this one, which is also another easy one, then I'd say do whatever question this is and do those 2 topics, a little bit about everything and this one. If you don't want to do a little bit about everything and you like the media because you watch and you love debating about how the media was part of the solution and how they're part of the problem, then you answer this topic. But remember, you only answer 2. Okay. But in religion studies, it is topic related that can help you to cut out too much learning. Okay? So, if you want to do question 2 and then you practice past papers and only question 2s, practice a lot of question 2s, right? With a memo and study that. Then you just learn one other topic. If I were a student, I would do this one because I like it. So whatever question that is in the paper, I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to do section A. Then I am done with the 3 questions that I must answer. I hope this was helpful because this is very important to note in religion studies. Okay? Any questions before I go on? I've been talking for long. Any questions? Praising. Yes, Sandalee, I love it. As I said to, yes, I am recording. I started, I think maybe even before you came in. Thank you for asking. Okay, all right. Could you possibly shed light on why it is that Christianity is so widely mocked, most over all religions? Just asking to know. Okay, I can think of a few reasons, but I don't know specifically why. And this is what we also did a couple of weeks ago. So let me show you why I say I can think of a couple of reasons. If you go here, so she's asking why is Christianity so widely mocked? When you look at, I think it's this one. Yes, if you look at Islam, there's only 2 factions. Factions means split, Sunni and Shia. But they all worship at the mosque in a certain way, right? It is some other beliefs that, like here, whether they Sunni or Shia, that's the 5 pillars that they follow, and that's it, right? When you come to Christianity, I'll show you this quickly. Now, this is the differences within religions, in each religion. So now watch here. I'll show you Christianity, for example. Now, the Islam faith, they know the 5 pillars, their beliefs, their practices, and Yeah, they're teaching their governance practices. Whether you're Sunni or Shia, there's some things that you do different, some very fine, but most of it is the same. But in Christianity, watch here, I'll just show you quickly. I don't know if it is here. It is, for example, the there's so many uh, splits in Christianity. Um, you get the Protestants and you get the Orthodox, and then you get the happy clappies, the evangelicals, and churches just spring up wherever because it's a belief of a person or a pastor and he thinks he can just start a church. And so, in my opinion, that is one of the problems that the Christian faith has, in a sense that you can start a church if you got money, right? Um, this ATR, African, oh, this is a video, sorry. African traditional religion, there's hardly any differences there. They agree with each other. One of the biggest criticisms that they have for the Christian faith is that they disagree too much. Buddhism also has a bit of a problem because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of Buddhas. We don't really teach much Buddhism unless we have Buddhists in our class that is learning the subject. I try to be very sensitive. If there's people from a from the Hindu faith, I try to make sure that we cover the Hindu faith. But if there isn't, we hardly look at Hinduism. If there isn't Buddhists in our class, we hardly look at it. Not because we don't want to do it, but because their words are difficult to learn. The easiest religions to learn is Islam, Christianity, um, African traditional religion, those three. And then the others, Judaism, and that comes in. So I think that might be why, but I don't know. Does anybody have any thoughts on why the Christian religion? Uh, Sorry, Shanae, maybe it's your network. Anybody else getting kicked out? No. Okay. All right. Thank you, Zandali. There might be many other reasons, but good question. All right. Where were we? We were here. Okay. So once you finish this, for example, now the teachings, where does the teachings of Christianity come from? The Bible. From Islam, the Quran. Judaism isn't here, but it's from the Torah. African traditional is from oral tradition. That is word passed down from Mkulu, from the grandfather to the great grandchild to his family and that kind of thing. Okay? In Taoism, it's the way. They don't believe in a created being. Taoism means Tao means the path or the way, cannot be understood or described, and everything in the universe leads to it. So it's like the path. And then it's not listed where they learn their story from, where their teachings gets published. Then we're looking at the nature of the world, and the line goes there. In Christianity, in the beginning there was chaos. God created the world with animals, plants, and humans in 6 days. Then he rested on the seventh day. Islam says the similar thing. Creation is not described in detail, but Allah created the universe by one command, be, and it was. Allah created the heavens and the earth and the whole universe, created animals, plants, natural order of the world. Now, my understanding over the years of study is that the Quran it comes from the first 5 books of the Christian Bible. So Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Those first 5 books is where the Quran comes from. Now, it is also called Abrahamic religions because they follow Father Abram as one of the great prophets, ancestors, and all of that. Not ancestors like we know it in African traditional, but okay, so it's the Abrahamic covenant. The Christianity and Islam falls under that. African traditional, they see the supreme being created the world and the universe as one living whole, and humanity is only part of that existence. Myths exist about humans coming out of a reed bed or out of the sea. Okay, that is one of the myths. Right, now I want to show you. I'm not going to show you all of this because you're going to have to learn it eventually, right? If you choose, like I showed you, if you choose this one, then you will need to know what I've just done now. But what I want to show you is a past paper. Where do you find this in a past paper? Let's go look here. Okay. So question 2, I said, was a little bit of everything. And here you can also, once you know that, unique features. In Islam, one of the unique features is Hajj. No other religion goes to Mecca on a holy pilgrimage. Something unique to Christianity is the Trinity. Belief in God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. Taoism, belief in the path that all roads leads to that way of Tao and so forth. So this, as I said, is a little bit of everything. Okay? Then they look at religious teachings and beliefs. What is the difference? And what does ATR, African Traditional Religion, teach about ancestors? And then name the 4 noble truths from the core teaching of Theravada Buddhism. Now, as I said, let me open up one more paper so you can see what I mean. So that was October, November. Here's March. No, what was it? May, June. I just want to show you the question 2. Then you get an understanding also here. Paper 1, question 2. Right, remember I said a little bit of everything there. So again, similar questions. 2 unique features of Christianity, Taoism, Hinduism. So if you know 2 unique features, you're gonna be able to do question 2. Here they ask about Nirvana, which is part of Hinduism. Ancestors of what the relationship between ancestors and people in African traditional religion. The role of teachings, baptism and Christian ritual, Judaism and Islam, transcendence. But if you feel, hey, this question 2 is far too much for me to learn, then ditch it. Remember I said you don't have to answer it. You can do one of these 2. So maybe you can do conflict and beliefs and teaching. Up to you. Okay, let's go back to that paper. And I want to show you, where do we get, you see here, here's another topic, human rights and responsibilities. There's conflict. This is the media. Okay. So I wanted to see where a question like, what was I showing you? Where does a question like, oh, the nature of the world. I get a feeling this is paper 2. Let me just go look at paper 2 quickly. I think I forgot this. I'm going to go quickly look at a paper 2. And let's see. Crime and corruption. Yeah, this. life after death, nature of divinity. This comes in paper question 2, paper 2. Okay. So I will give you a paper 2 example again. Right. If I now look at another paper. Sorry. sorry, guys. I don't know if this was the same paper I just opened. Yeah, no. Um, yeah, practices and beliefs and teachings. Remember, that was another question that you can do. Internal differences, um, inspiration. Yeah. So this is. I will come to all of these again, but I just wanted to show you. Now, I know some of you are thinking, oh my goodness, especially the new people. But trust me, I try to teach you how to cut out that you don't have to learn everything. Okay? Because luckily for you, you only need to answer 2 questions. So the more you go on, the more you discover things like this, where we summarize, and once you know this, you are fine with a paper 2, life after death, origin of evil, and how, so you don't even have to go look at this whole big book, because it goes through everything. You don't need to, okay? Because like I said, we've summarized it over the years. All right. So that is this topic. Um, in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to go into more depth, and I'm going to look at where in the papers, in the question papers, will this come up. So we'll take, say, the last 10 question papers. When I say 10, there's 2 per year. There's a November paper and there's a May June paper. Then the previous years are November and May June. So we'll look at all the years and we will see where does this question come in and how can we answer it using the paper and the memo. Okay, it is 8 o'clock. I have to finish. So the purpose of our classes are to give you an understanding of how to cut out certain things so that you only study the essentials. So now after this class, what you can do, by the way, for the new learners, this is where, so for example, this was my 2 weeks ago's class. You see, I uploaded, you can watch it. I'm not going to play with sound. You can watch and catch up on everything I taught in the last whatever, okay? And then when you're wanting to answer some questions, then you're gonna again say you want to now study this, then you re-watch these videos. There I did it in 2022, that one was from 2023, this one was from 2024. Okay, so that is it. And then I also put the questions, the question paper that I worked from, so that you can see everything is in one place. This classroom can be accessed anywhere as long as you got internet, phone or laptop or computer. All right, guys, that's it. Are there any questions? I'm going to stop the recording now.